right on the fall. How you doing, folks? It's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company. So glad to see you and welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. And if you're tuning in for the first time, feel free to subscribe. We've got a great family of subscribers. And today, folks, we're out here fishing the eastern basin of Lake Erie. I'm out here with everyone's favorite boatless angler. We've got Antonio with us today. We've got that fantastic Lake Erie walleye chop upon us with this nice little breeze going, this nice chop. Absolutely perfect. And we're looking for walleye today. We're running the sting nose, and I went with the peanut bunker today, and I went with the gold. And I'm running the 1 ounce size, but I might bump it up to 1.5 ounces depending on the drift. But let me tell you why I went with the gold today. I'm not sure when this episode's going to air, but right now it's late August, and the last time I was out here catching walleye, my live well was full of gobies from their regurgitating. So if they're feeding on gobies at this time of year, I went with the gold, even though it's it's partly cloudy, partly sunny. And looks like the gold has struck gold for my first walleye of the day. It feels like a decent fish. In fact, it is a decent fish. There we go. There we go. Nice. Now, I'm running the 1 ounce. Antonio's went with the 2 ounce size. He went a little heavier. So we'll see how things go as the day goes on here. We may change things up. But right now, right off the back of the boat, we're off to a great start. And boy, that hook is buried right in that, right in the mouth. Oh, wow. Right in there. Okay, let's just get that out. Speaking of mouth, I'll show you the teeth of these walleye. If you take a look, take a close look, you'll see the teeth. Whoops. Some boat went by, but you'll see the teeth of that walleye, and they're very sharp and jagged. However, they're not like a pike. So they're not like really close together. They're very far apart. So when you're fishing for walleye, you don't necessarily need a wire leader. So I'm just using, I've got actually 10-pound braid I'm running today on this medium action rod with a fluorocarbon leader. But like I say, you don't have to worry about getting cut off with walleye. A lot of space in between those teeth, even though they're sharp and jagged. But gorgeous day, nice walleye chop. We are gonna work these sting nose off the bottom. We're fishing in 61, 62 feet of water, so this is deep water jigging, that's for sure. Tighten up on the drag and back at it again. It looks like, Antonio, looks like the back of the boat is alive back here. Okay, so another question we get a lot is size of lures. Now, I'm actually running the 1 ounce size, but I'm thinking of bumping up a little bit because of this drift. Antonio's running the 2 ounce size, and that's because we've got this chop and we're moving along relatively quickly, so we need that weight to help us stay down there. And when you're fishing the big water like this, it's perfectly fine to use a heavy weight. Now, if you're going to be fishing up in the smaller lakes, like up in cottage country and that sort of thing, definitely you can scale down. 3/4 ounce is a perfect size for those smaller lakes. In fact, you could even use half. So you just take the size of the lure depending on where you're fishing and how you're fishing. Deep water, Lake Erie, you could always go deeper, or you could always go heavier. 1 ounce, 1.5 ounces, 2 ounce, can't go wrong. That's a nice size. Okay, smaller size, smaller than the other one, but very, very nice. Okay, and these Lake Erie walleye, they are thriving.
Come on.
The front of the boat has struck. The front of the boat has finally come alive.
Finally.
Okay, it's only been 10 minutes.
Exactly. Want to pass the net?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the net. Okay. Now you got the 2 ounce size on, right?
You know what? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's 2. I took a look at it.
Did you? Okay. It's working good in this chop. Nice and heavy.
That's a nice walleye. Beauty. They're getting smaller and smaller. And that, you know what that means? Tastier and tastier.
a good fish.
It is. Oh, actually, you went with those. Oh, you switched up. You went with the ounce and a half.
I started with the silver, then changed to gold.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice chunk. Okay. That's a real nice chunk. Okay, if you take them off, I'll put them in the back live well.
Deal.
All right, deal it is. Wow, you just dropped it down. I just put the fish in the live well. I literally just put the fish in the live well. Like literally just put them in the live well. And you're setting the hook on another fish. Where there's one, there's more, right?
Exactly, I was just going to say that.
What are you running for line? What pound test? 20?
Actually, I do have 20. A 20-pound braid and 20-pound leader, actually.
Okay, well I actually prefer 20 out here on Lake Erie. I'm using 10 today, but I prefer 20 on Lake Erie. I do, yes.
I usually use lighter line.
That's another one. Looks like the same. Like I say, where there's one, there's more.
A little bigger.
Oh yeah, a little bit bigger. Yeah.
Oh, it just came off.
Oh, very nice. Here, if you take your lure, I'll take the fish. Maybe this time you'll give me a chance to get my line wet.
Hold them up for a minute.
That's a beauty.
Yeah.
Okay, here, I'll take them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
See if I can get my line in there real quick before you do. That one hit it just on the flutter down. We're on, Antonio.
Nice.
Now, I'm just running my medium action rod here today. And if you notice, this one's got a bit of a stubby, it does not have a long handle to it. And honestly, when I'm jigging like this, I like to have a long handle because I like to keep that handle up against my arm. And as you can see here, I don't have much leverage with this little rod. What do we got? We got a silver. Okay. Yeah, we don't have much leverage with this little rod, because I do like to, when I'm jigging, take some pressure off my wrist and use my whole arm when I'm jigging. Okay. Oh, he didn't hesitate. That's a nice silver bass right there. Beautiful silver. A lot of silver bass out here in Lake Erie. Oh, look at that. All three trebles in. All three. Okay, we're gonna get him right back in again. Okay, it's one. There you go. That's why it felt like a little bit of a different hit, because he hit it kind of as it was falling, because I had just cast it out. And then all of a sudden I watched my line kind of just suddenly stop. So I set the hook, and that was a silver. That's okay, we'll take him, eh?
Yeah, nice fish.
Yeah, it was decent.
Front of the boat's coming alive.
Yeah, nice. Feels good?
Yeah. You know it's a walleye when you don't get those big head shakes. It's just kind of like a log.
Yeah, well, you get a bit more of a fight than if you were trolling.
Oh yeah, well, for sure.
Big time.
Oh, you just went for a little run.
Oh yeah. You might have a good one. You might have a good one.
Actually, it could be something different, maybe.
Maybe a sheephead?
Could be, yeah.
No, I don't think so. Thought I saw a little bit of brown.
Oh, it's a nice walleye.
It's a nice walleye, yes it is. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's a nicer fish. That is a nicer fish. Wow, that's a bigger fish. That's why he was giving you that fight, eh? Look how long he is.
That is a long one.
Yeah.
He wanted that lure bad.
Holy
Look at
mackerel, where's your lure? He hammered it. It looks like he's got something hammered him. Hey, maybe a muskie.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
It's freshly bleeding too.
It is too. You want to release that one?
Sure.
I think so. Let's let that one go.
Yeah.
Sorry, Antonio. You're going to have to release that fish on your own. As I gave you the needle nose, I think I might have another silver bass or a smaller walleye. I'm not exactly sure. But whatever it is, it's small. That's nice. You want a photo, don't you?
I wouldn't mind one, yeah.
Okay, let me just bring this fish in.
Okay.
Whatever it is, it's small. It's really small. It's on top of the water already. Could be just a silver. Oh, it is a silver. Oh, it's a white perch. Okay.
Nice.
That's a little different. Similar to the silver bass, but that is a white perch. They don't have the stripes on them like the white perch do, or like the silver bass do. All right, let's grab a photo for you, Antonio.
am.
All right, and smile. Perfect.
Thank you.
And away he goes.
Whoa.
Well, you can't say we're not catching fish. Holy mackerel.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, that was a beauty. Oh, solid hit. Felt like a sheephead bite, but you never know. I'm hoping it's a nice walleye, but it felt like a sheephead bite. Okay, whoops. Now, I mentioned we're drifting because we got this beautiful chop and nice wind, so we're covering a lot of water. But if we wanted to fish a little more vertically, or if we wanted to go with lighter jigs, what I could do is throw a drift sock out. And with a drift sock, what happens is it slows the boat down and slows the drift down and allows you to work your lures a little more vertically. And you can get away with a lighter lure. This is fighting more like a sheephead. It's funny, we've been catching a variety of fish today. It's fighting like a sheephead, but it could be a nicer size walleye like that one Antonio caught earlier. You never can tell.
The net?
Yeah, you have the net there?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's a sheephead. In fact, that's exactly what it is. I called it, Antonio. I called it. Beautiful, thank you. All right, we're gonna get him off and right back in again. Nice sheephead. All right, you got the needle nose? All right, I'll take it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what we did, folks, because we're getting into those other fish, white perch, silvers, and sheephead, we decided to bump back up to where we started our drift, which wasn't that far. So we just made a slight move back and start our drift over, because at the beginning of the drift we were getting more walleye. Now we're marking fish, but they're very, very sparse. They're really scattered. So we decided to come back up and do another drift. And the other thing I went and did, because we're drifting relatively quickly, I upsized. I went to the 1.5 ounce sting nose. And today we decided to go with the peanut bunkers as opposed to the minnows, only because they got a smaller fall. And I'm afraid this water on Lake Erie's been ready to turn over here in late August. So the fish might be a little more tentative. So with a smaller, a slower fall, I figured, you know what, let's go with that today as opposed to the more aggressive approach. So that's what we decided to do. And it looks like it's paying off, and this feels like a good fish. Might be another nice walleye. At least that's what I'm hoping. Now, I mentioned also we're fishing 60, 62 feet of water. That's the eastern basin, but if you're out in the western basin, out in front of Ohio, let's say, for example, the water's not as deep, so you don't have to fish as deep. You'll get these walleye in 30 feet, for example. But right now, it's the deep water jig and bite, and we're loving it. Okay. And that was my first cast with the 1.5 ounce size. Just as we started drifting here. Yeah, 62 feet of water. Okay, what do we got? Oh, yeah.
This one.
Hey?
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. Oh, look at this. That's a nice chunky walleye. Not as big as the one you released, but that's a nice chunk. And see the fight I got off of him? Isn't that nice? I love jigging for walleye. Love it. Okay. Oh, that's a nice fish right there. Oh boy, do I love that. And he's hooked just in the side of the mouth. Absolutely love it. Right in the box he goes. And you know what, folks? Our day is just beginning. We're getting a variety of fish out here. And just catching fish is fun. It doesn't matter if they're walleye, but we are targeting walleye, so we want to key in on them. But you know what? It's just as fun catching those other fish. And if you haven't lately, you really need to get out there and do some fishing. No matter where you are, North America or abroad, I get people tuning in from all over the world, which is fantastic. And I'd like to encourage you, wherever you are, to get out there and get a line wet and have some fun. That's what Antonio and I are doing today. And as always, folks, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. And until next time, good luck and good fishing.